Have you ever wondered what happens the moment you stop wondering what's wrong with you and begin to wonder what's right with you that's been misunderstood? Could it be that what you called fear of intimacy was really just an outdated pattern, installed in a moment of confusion by someone else's emotion that you mistook for your own? Because here's the thing. You're not born afraid of connection. You were conditioned, taught to fear the fire, not realizing you were the flame. And that flame never went out. But you already knew that, didn't you? Because somewhere deep inside, where language becomes feeling and memory becomes meaning, there's a you who knows. Fear is just a feedback loop misunderstood. Let's break the pattern now. Imagine a man once stood before love, eyes locked, heart open, and something in the air whispered, danger. Not because love was dangerous, because his nervous system was still replaying an old script. They'll leave you, you'll mess this up, you'll be exposed. Now what happens when you realise that voice was never yours? It was a ghost in the machine. A recording from years ago. A time when rejection felt like identity, mistakes felt like proof, and vulnerability was a cliff without wings. But here's the trick no one told you. What once felt like death was just a child trying to stay safe. So let me ask you something strange. What if your unconscious was always on your side? What if the fear was a form of love? A misguided protector, running an old subroutine on a corrupted belief? If I get too close, I'll lose control. If I'm rejected, it means I'm not enough. If I make mistakes, then finally they'll see the flaws I hide. But beliefs, they're not truths. Beliefs, they're strategies that once worked in survival, but they collapse in the face of evolution, and now you evolve. So feel it right now as the code updates. Because when a belief dissolves, reality bends. Isn't it interesting how the fear of being known is only possible when you've forgotten who you are? And who are you? You're the one who learned to turn pain into power, took rejection and transformed it into redirection, knows that failure isn't real, only feedback is, realizes now that your state creates your story. Because if love was a game, wouldn't the brave ones win by playing full out? Not cautiously, not guarded, but with curiosity and charisma, breathing into discomfort until it becomes freedom. What if the part of you that fears rejection is the same part that craves connection? What if mistakes are the proof of movement and intimacy? It's only scary when you made fear your home. But now you move from the guarded self to the grounded self. From what if they leave me to what if they stay? From what if I mess this up to what if this becomes the moment everything begins? Let it settle deep now as these ideas float in on the breath of your unconscious mind. You are enough. You're safe in your own presence. Mistakes mean growth. Vulnerability is a gift. Rejection doesn't define you. It reveals where you're meant to go. The more real you are, the more love you attract. Fear is not the enemy. It's the signal that you're expanding. You don't need permission to be powerful. The present is your playground. The stronger your frame, the deeper your impact. You're magnetizing truth, not manipulating attention. The more playful, relaxed, and real you are, the more the world mirrors back that same beautiful frequency. So picture this. A man stands at the edge of a first date. He used to think, don't mess this up. Now he smiles and thinks, let's find out what's possible here. Another reaches out to touch someone, and the ghost of rejection knocks again. But he laughs and says to the ghost, you're late. I already let that go. A third feels the tightness in his chest when she looks too closely. But instead of shrinking, he breathes deeper, because deeper means more space, and more space means more connection. You're already liking this, aren't you? In In those little moments where you forget to be afraid and remember to be you. Let this be the new toad. Trigger. Vulnerability arises. The operation. Curiosity expands. Breath slows. Eyes soften. Test. Am I showing up fully, playfully and powerfully? An exit. Connection deepens, intimacy flows, and growth compounds. Let every step forward feel familiar, because your unconscious, it already knows how to do this. It's been waiting for you to remember. And now that you have, you can forget how it used to be. You can forget to be afraid. You can forget to doubt yourself. So you can remember what's always been true. You're loved, you're evolving, you're already free.